Hello and welcome to Navigating Medical Practice Sales and Acquisitions. This is a physician continuing medical education course eligible for AMA PRA Category 1 credit. Your presenters are Kevin Mitchell and Paul Werman of Weaver Johnston Nelson PLLC. Weaver Johnston Nelson PLLC is the sponsor of this program. My name is Paul Werman, and I have some disclosures and disclaimers to read to you before we get started. Weaver Johnston Nelson PLLC has no financial relationships with ineligible companies to disclose. The information and opinions in this course and any supplemental materials should not be used or referred to as primary legal sources, nor construed as establishing medical standards of care for the purposes of litigation, including expert testimony. The standard of care is dependent upon the particular facts and circumstances of each individual case, and no generalization can be made that would apply to all cases. The information presented should be used as a resource, selected and adapted with the advice of your attorney. The materials and information provided in this continuing medical education are for general informational purposes only, and such materials and information do not and are not intended to constitute legal or medical advice. You should not take any action or refrain from acting based on any information provided by this CME. Please consult with your own legal counsel or physician on your situation and specific legal and medical questions. By attending this CME activity, you are not a client of Weaver Johnston Nelson PLLC, and no attorney-client relationship exists between you and Weaver Johnston Nelson PLLC. CME credit. Weaver Johnston Nelson PLLC designates this live activity for 1 AMA PRA Category 1 credit. Physicians should claim only the credit commensurate with the extent of their participation in the activity. Weaver Johnston Nelson PLLC is accredited by the Texas Medical Association to provide continuing medical education for physicians.
The agenda for this CME presentation is set forth on this slide. Generally speaking, our plan today is to walk through the life cycle of a physician practice sale or acquisition. Each transaction is different in nature and will have different facts and circumstances, but these are the common elements that are a part of each transaction. We'll start with the early stages of a transaction, work our way to the signing of a letter of intent or term sheet. We will then move on and discuss some common transaction structures and some regulatory elements to consider and think about as you engage and move forward in structuring the deal. From there, we will discuss diligence and the disclosure of information process. And finally, we'll move forward with the more substantive piece of this, which is the purchase agreement, ancillary transaction documents, and closing the deal. And finally, we will leave you with some strategic planning tools for a potential future transaction that could be incorporated into your day-to-day business at this point in time.